Hello, everyone, and despite what I said last time, we're back already. We are not done with Pathfinder Adventures. I decided we're gonna go for it. We're gonna keep this going. And special thank you to Nathan Davis, who is the let me make sure I get his title right. He is the project lead on Pathfinder Adventures over at Obsidian, who's the developer of the app version of the game. Um, Thank you, Nathan. He watches this show, and he sent me some encouraging tweets trying to give me some advice with legendary difficulty and encouraging me on. So, for you, Nathan, we're going to give this another go. So, we've already booted things up. I've got things ready to go here. We are on scenario number 3, attack or trouble in Sandpoint, and of Adventure 1, should say. And we're gonna go ahead and give this a go. So if you watched last time, you saw that this did not go well. Despite having the villain in my clutches, I failed a couple of fatal temporary close checks, which ended the scenario. I was not able to recover from that because I was out of time. So we're going to give this another go. And Nathan was kind enough to impart some advice. So it's not really cheating because it's not like, I'm still at the mercy of whatever the cards are. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use some of the advice that he passed on to me. So he recommended a couple of specific starting locations for each character. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give them a shot. So let's see how this goes, and we'll see, Mr. Davis, how it works out. So, all right, and who are we missing? Oh, okay. So he recommended, and this is very different than what I'm used to. So when I've played a lot of the physical version of the Pathfinder adventure card game, Rise of the Runelords, Skull and Shackles, and Wrath of the Righteous. I've played Rise of the Runelords twice through, Skull and Shackles 3 times through, and Wrath of the Righteous 1.5 times through. So I've played these games a bunch, and we have a rogue kitty. Hey, get out of there! No, hold on. Kitty, go on. Scram. This is great entertainment, by the way. Go on. Go on. Kitty's ruining everything. Oh, boy. Kitty, why you gotta do this to me? Go on. Go on. Go on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Go get out. Behind a computer is not a good place for a kitty cat. Come on. Go. Scram. You can't be back there. Zap. Come on. Oh, God. Okay. Go on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, kitty cat. Yes. I know. You're such a terror. Go on. And lock you out. Okay. Where were we? Let me fix this real quick. Hi. Welcome back. As you just saw, we had a little bit of an issue. The video just kind of abruptly ended. I was attempting my second run at the third scenario in Pathfinder Adventures, Burnt Offerings, and we had a little bit of a cat-tastrophe. My little deer, Zap, is being a little monster and decided to go behind my computer and entertainment center and just get herself all tangled up in cables, and I got up to try to get her out, and during all that, the video stopped recording. So I recorded a whole episode, which I didn't actually record a whole episode, but I played as if I were recording a whole episode, beat the scenario, actually had a character die during it. Sione, the sorceress, she perished during that scenario, so she's no longer with us. And so I didn't realize until after I had accepted the scenario rewards already, and I literally had finished, I'd wrapped up the video, I said, bye everyone, until next time, and then I went to go stop the recording, and it wasn't recording. So at that point, Sione had already died. I couldn't forfeit the scenario. She was dead. My options were either carry on in the spirit of permadeath, and I substitute a new character in, which I did, or the other option was to simply bring in a new Sione, basically be a new character, but it would just be Sione again. I feel like that kind of went against what the original goal of this was, so we have Ezrin, the wizard, joining her place. I actually went through and did a couple solo runs with him prior to get him caught up, so that way he had the same feats that everybody else did. So anyway, all that to say, sorry I don't have that video to show you. I ended up just barely squeaking out a victory. It was a really, really close call, but I was able to beat scenario number 3, Attack on Sandpoint, and now we are starting scenario number 4, approaching Thistletop. So, as you can see here, it's all about goblins, and the difficulty to defeat goblins is 2d4 harder. In addition to that, all checks is 1. So technically, 2d4 plus 1 harder for all goblins. I'm keeping an eye out because Zap is back in this room, and I just know that she's going to try to sneak under me and get behind my computer again. I think I've adequately blocked it off this time, but I don't know. I doubt it. She's very resourceful. I just know that she's gonna do it. I'm so paranoid. Okay, maybe I'll sit at a different angle so that way I can try to catch her in the act. Ah, yes, here she comes right now. She's currently on the floor near me, looking around, trying to figure out a way back there, and she's given up. Okay. Whew, that was like Steve Irwin style, except I didn't die. I guess that was kind of a bad example, but I felt, like there was some real danger there. So anyways, let's kick off. Let's jump in. Here's our villain. He's got a whole entourage of henchmen. He's got Tangletooth, Berthasmus, and a bunch of goblin raiders. So all the goblins, including Berthasmus, because he's a bugbear, which is technically a goblin in fantasy lore, they all are 2d4 plus 1 harder. So this is going to be challenging. We'll see how this goes. So with my weird movement restrictions, I do need to start a couple people off in this weird little quadrant on the right where we've got like Treacherous Cave and the waterfront. I need to start some people over there, and then on this side I need to start some people as well. So let's do, I think I may do, let's do some of my survival-y people. So we'll do Leanie. We'll do assist defeat a monster. There's my wisdom, survival, strength. Okay. So why don't we do, let's see, charisma. So I definitely want to throw her, Sela over there. It's just defeating goblins. Let me throw Ezran also over here. And then we'll throw Amiri and Kyra over here. And we'll start like that and see how this goes. Its whole legendary restricted movement thing is difficult sometimes, so we'll see how this plays out. I don't have anything actively like burning down my blessings timer like the last scenario, so hopefully we won't have too many problems. But let's find out. So we're kicking off with Harsk, and he's got a star knife, which I don't care about, so we're just going to let that go. I'm paranoid. I'm still just watching. I was like, where is she? Okay. Now my dog's coming in to investigate. Just madness in here. What do we got? Look at that. So I'm going to set us up for a big close. In fact, I want to go ahead and do it now. Kyra does not have a weapon, and she's kind of a weaker character. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to explore, and I'm going to fight with Harsk, who's a better fighter. So it's going to be 6 harder. It should be a 15, yep. And I think I feel more confident in Harsk handling that than Kyra. So let's do a couple of things here. So I'm going to recharge that. So now I'm at a +9 with Poog. He adds a +3 to any combat check. So that's pretty good. Do I need to do anything else? What is Shalelu? Recharge at D4 to any range combat. So I get a bonus D4. You know what? Yeah, that's not bad either. Let's see. So I'm at like a 5.5, 8, 10... like a 19-ish average, which isn't bad, but being that this is legendary, let's really make sure that we get this done. First turn, close the location, I would very much like to do. I don't know why I hit recharge. I can't make that recharge check, but it's a habit. Okay, so Wisdom Survival 8. This is going to be difficult, but I do have blessings, so I'm going to throw some blessings. No wisdom blessings out on the table. We'll do a Pharasma. That's fine. We'll also do a Callistria. And I think that's going to be okay. I'm a +2. Okay, perfect. That is one closed location on one turn. That's kind of how things get done around here. In fact, as last time, during my episode that got lost, I dedicated a lot of my awesome strats to one Nathan Davis over at Obsidian Entertainment. Hi Nathan, I hope you're still watching. That right there, like that was some pro strats. I know. I just want to say, Mr. Davis, I know that you guys occasionally play your game over on your Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Obsidian, I believe. Might be Obsidian Entertainment. Just search Obsidian on Twitch. You'll find it. They do Twitch streams of their own games, of the studio's games. It's great. But I've seen Mr. Davis play Pathfinder Adventures, and I can tell you with certainty that that was a pro strat that even he would be jealous of. That was truly esports. So, just, want to let it know, when you start your pro Pathfinder Adventures League over at Obsidian, you know who number one, first contract offer right here. Right here. Are we still recording? Okay, just making sure. Professional all the way. Let's do this. The giant gecko. Alright, giant gecko ain't no thing. Giant gecko is nothing. Got nothing on this. In fact, let's just prove it. I'm going to play strength, and now he's toast. I don't even waste any numbers. I like to go for like exactly the number needed, because any excess numbers, they're just like wasted. They just get thrown in the digital trash can. So, like, why be a wasteful person? We're in a digital recession here, so I'm trying to help and do my part. Got another Goblin Raider on top. Things are looking up, because that is going to be a second closed location. right off the bat. Okay. So I could... Yeah, I definitely want to do it with Sela because she's got the better charisma. So yeah, I was saying I could leave it for another character. I think Amiri's over here. She could definitely crush this goblin better, but Sela's got the higher charisma and the charisma diplomacy to close. It's just a little safer that way. So I can compensate for not having a weapon. Like, Sela's pretty badass. I don't know if you've noticed. She's kind of awesome. So let's do that. And I always have Handy Harsk. That's his legal name, Handy Harsk. And I've got a Rad Blessing of Gorm. So all those dice, plus 4. Need to roll a 10. I mean, that's 10 over. That's fine. That's 10 going to the poor, starving children that need that plus extra 10. That's, not being wasted. Okay, so let's close. I don't have diplomacy as a skill, so if I use that, I'm just going to get a D4. So that's not good. Checking to see if I have any Iomedae blessings. Sorry, goodness, I'm getting ahead of myself here. But I do not see any, so I'm going to go ahead and I really want this to pass. So I'm kind of doing overkill, just because the dice have been very in clutch situations like this. The dice can be very unfavorable, so I'm making sure that there's no room for error, or the most minimal room for error, I should say. Okay. So let's move on. We got a lot of combat-heavy locations for this group here. Should hopefully not be too painful. See, now that is pro strats right there. Prima Strategy Guide should write that up. I just hit a siren with Leni, who's wisdom, and it's a wisdom to defeat. She's all about wisdom. She's the wisest of the bunch. Well, technically Kyra is, but you know what I mean. So yeah, that was fantastic. That was like John Madden would be like out of his seat right now if he saw that. How do I want to? I'm gonna unfortunately need to bless this because this is not a sure thing. Very little bonuses to throw on that. And let's go ahead and there's so many monsters. Okay. We're gonna recharge the crow. Oh crap. Yeah, that was a bad idea. That was a real bummer idea. Okay. Prima, just hold off on that strategy guide offer for now. I'm just gonna hang tight. Right, I'm gonna actually blow that up for now because I'm gonna try to cure it back if I win. Oh boy. Poor Harsk is cycling this whole hand here, and I throw that blessing, and that's can't afford to break his other bow, but that's all I can do. This is not super great odds, so let's hope for the best, and the best is right here. It's gonna be my turn. I'm done. Okay. So we've got. Okay, so I need to have one person go to the garrison by themselves. Anyone else in excess at the garrison is bad news because then they all have to fight the same things at the same time. Not good. Terrible decision. Why would anybody do that? Okay. So let's I'll keep on going. Get these crappy weapons out of the way. In fact, I'm just going to discard this dagger because I really don't need it and I got another weapon. Okay. Alright. Fine. We'll also go to the waterfront. It's slightly fewer monsters here. The Pit of Malfeshnakar. The Pit of Malfeshnakar. So it's going to give me 3 things. And I get my choice of taking one of them. If I do, I'm going to take a bunch of damage. If I don't, nothing happens. I really don't need any of those things, so I'm just going to pass and let that barrier go away. I feel good, so I'm gonna go again. Ah, the traitor. Okay, the traitor is the one that killed Merciel way back in the day. Yeah, it's that same asshole. Oh, I got nothing really to fight with. I really can't afford to burn more blessings, so fortunately I'm gonna have to do that. And hope for the best! Yes! Alright. So yeah, Ezran, he's new to the group. So as you can see, he is arcane like Sione, but he rolls his D12 based on intelligence, not charisma like Sione did. So now I have somebody in the group that actually has a high intelligence stat, which I was lacking. So it's actually not too bad. Sela has a D10 charisma, which kind of almost makes up for missing Sione's D12. He also has knowledge, which is helpful, and he has a lot of spell slots. He's got like 8 spells starting in his deck, and I got my first power feat at the end of the last scenario, the one that I didn't get to record. And he has additional bonus to recharge his spells. So he has a lot of spells, and he recharges them fairly often, which is pretty nice. I got a grizzled mercenary on top. We'll go ahead and recharge the detect mage. It is recharged, and we're going to end the turn. Alright, so Harsk can handle some monsters. He's a good monster man. So he's going to go by himself to the Nettle Maze. Ooh, hey. Okay. So, this is good. There are, as you can see up in the top left, there are 6 monsters in this location. If I can close it immediately without having to fight any of them, that's awesome. That's fewer resources that I have to ultimately spend. So, yeah, I definitely want to kick this guy's butt. But unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot. So, I'm going to have to... Oh, I'm screwed. Because when I have to summon and encounter a bandit henchman to close, he's going to make me recharge my crossbow, and then I'm no cards in hand. I'm just going to be punching him. But I can only play a single blessing anyway. So, let's just do this. Okay. Ugh, this is going to be really ugly. Oh, it's... Why did I say it's a bandit? It's a random monster. And I think I had the other location highlighted. Yeah, I had Lenny's location highlighted. So this is actually perfect. I got an undead monster. I've got my Deathbane Light Crossbow, which gives me a bonus die against undead. And we need to roll an 8 on these 3 dice. I'm not into taking chances today, though. That was good, because I think that 7 that I rolled was part of that bonus die. You know, I'm very paranoid like that. Okay, on closing, shuffle an item from my discard pile. I will definitely take that coal. And I am done. That is another location down. Alright, so I'm going to be very careful over here because in addition to the 2d4 plus 1 difficulty increase for goblins in general, the Goblin Fortress that I'm at is also additional plus 2 for goblins. So goblins here are 2d4 plus 3 harder to defeat. It's really absurd. That Flaming Mace plus 1, though, is the complete opposite of absurd. Unfortunately, oh man, I want it so badly. But I cannot afford the resources for that, so I'm going to let that just go on by. That's a real shame. I'm going to heal myself, though, while I've got the opportunity to. And see how this goes. Piece of cake. Alright. And at the end of my turn, I'm going to optionally recharge this magic shield. Still no weapon. Ugh. Okay. That's alright. Sela's on her way over. Should be good. Not worried. A treasure map. Oh, I do love treasure map, but again, as much as I do want to beat that, it's no penalty for failing, and I can just banish it anyway, so I'm just going to banish it anyway and let that go. I will go again. It's a zombie. Okay. I feel pretty good about that. Got it. Done. Okay, so we are off to a decent start here. Got a grizzled mercenary on top. That's right. My phone is buzzing. Shouldn't look at my phone. Let's see how this goes. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and yeah. I'm gonna hold off on using him. The reason why is because, yet I could have ended up in a multi-fight situation there, and then I would have been having to discard more cards than I really had and rely on blessings from other people that I don't really have at the moment, so I'm going to wait on that. I'll come back to that. Elgin shirt, it's nice, but I'm actually okay without it. And I've got one already in hand, and I'm going to go ahead and recharge the magic leather because that's just a reveal, whereas the elven chain shirt magic leather is a recharge to take damage, while the elven chain shirt is a reveal, so I can just keep using it as long as it's not like an absurd amount of damage or anything. Okay. Shopkeeper's daughters. Why? I've got some tools here for you. Boink! Defeated. Oh, bye-bye. I'm sorry. Ezrin, not interested. Alright, here we go. Ooh. +7, so he's gonna be a 16. Ugh. Alright, so this will be a bit on the tougher side. We're going to go ahead and shoot a cross-sling in there. Got a bunch of blessings, so we'll go ahead and also do a blessing. I think that's plenty. Yeah, definitely plenty. All right. Now I have to fight a bandit. Yeah, let's see. So it's an expanded spellbook. Whenever I cast a spell, I can look at the top card of my deck, of Ezrin's deck, and if it is a spell, I can choose to add it to my hand. Now, you may think like, well, I'm at the end of my turn, I'm going to draw up anyway. The reason why it's nice is in this situation where I then have to immediately fight again because like I'm closing. If I am out of attack spells in hand, I can do that, look at the top. If it's an attack spell, whoop, in my hand now. So that ability can be a real lifesaver at times. Obviously, in this case, there's an Orb of Frost on top. You can't draw it. Doesn't matter. Alright. So, do this, and we're going to go ahead and shoot a crow. And I feel plenty good about that. So, don't need to burn any blessings. I have to discard a card anyway, unfortunately. But another location in the books. Alright, so we'll discard Arcane Armor, because really, who cares? Discard the token. Don't see myself needing that. Alright. So now, unfortunately, I've hit a familiar situation, as you can see, where Lini and Ezrin are going to have wasted turns. Nobody has Stride. I took that out of everyone's deck, which was stupid. I keep forgetting that Legendary, that is a great spell for this whole movement thing. So if they're going to have wasted turns, sadly, which is really bad. Alright. Let's see how much I can do here. I'll put that on top. And I'm just going to go ahead and knock that out. Oh, almost had it. then it's an ambush on top, which I'm gonna save it. I already know what it is. Ambush, yes. Yes. Okay. Alrighty. Don't know what's on top here, so I'm still weaponless. I'm gonna spyglass. Okay. We got an archer. Well, let's take the archer. I can't get it. Can't get the archer. Sorry, archer. You're cool, but not today. Let me take a look at the map here. I really need to. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm doing pretty good. I may have Sela then move to the watchtower, the guard tower. I mean, on her turn. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. So what's next? Hound. To me an 11. I can handle a hound. Yeah, I can do that. So I'm gonna bless myself. We're going to handy Harsk. I'm gonna shoot into that combat. Oh yeah, and we'll play strength. There we go. +6. Done. All right. And I have to take some damage, which is fine. We'll do that one. All right. Let's recharge all this stuff. No problems. Like I said, Ezrin just is a master of recharging. Now I've got a weapon. I feel much better. Yeah, let's we got a mercenary on top. Okay. I am going to move on though. I am running out of time. About halfway now. Actually, exactly halfway on the blessings deck. So got every location covered at the moment though, which is good. I'm just a little sad that I'm gonna have 2 turns essentially get wasted here in a second. Hey, all right. This is excellent. He's only a 9, and I'm at a +4, so I need to roll a 5. I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna have Harsk do that and then call it a day. So instead of risking anything, I'm going to use her power to get a d6. And now I feel pretty good about that. Perfect. All right. Okay. Well, that was muy bueno. You may banish a card from your hand to draw a random new ally. No thanks. Actually, I don't really care about the smith. I could have banished him. That's all right. So yeah, so these 2 turns right here, Lini is a waste, sadly. How's Ezrin doing? He's fine. I am just going to cure myself just because. Just get out of my hand to get those cards back. They're mostly blessings anyway, so I'm okay with that. And I figured I'd recharge the cure anyway. Okay. That is that. Let's take a look at the top 2 cards here. What do we got? All right. Okay. So we've got the villain on top. Definitely going to put him on top. So we've got Kyra over at Goblin Fortress, which is going to be a challenge. We've got... And then the only other one is Harsk over at the Woods, which will need some help, but not a ton. So, in terms of resources, Mary's going to be doing the fighting. I don't think she will have any problem. It is a 2-parter. She is loaded with weapons, though, so I think that she will be able to handle all that by herself. Let me double check one more time. Before you act, he does do damage. Okay, so I may have to lose the armor. That's no problem. So I've got 1 blessing. I've got agility, which isn't going to help here. But I've got Poog to help for a fight. I've got a Gorham, and I've got 2 blessings there. Another Gorham. Oh, wow. Yeah. 2 blessings there. Yeah, I'm about as set up to fight as I could be. So let's get this on. Okay, so 5 harder. Yeah, that could be worse. Alright. I'm ready for this drop invaders. You kill no more goblins. You burn. No, I will kill many more of you today. That's a good scene. A lot of exposition happened there, so I understand. If you missed it, you may need to rewind a little bit to catch that. But, alright, so let's do Kyra first, because it's going to be the harder of the two. The Goblin Raider. Let's see how much tougher he is. Oh, wow, I lucked out so good. So good. Alright. So I think then, hang on to that Gorham for, so, I feel like it's overkill, but it's okay. Let's go ahead and shoot in. Oh yeah, we can do this Orb of Frost. Oh, you know what? Adds to all combat checks. That's better against the bossy boss. We'll throw in a blessing from here. And that's pretty good. Okay, whew! I had the ability to reroll with the glaive. So, alright. And then I need to close this one. So, this one's going to be a little trickier. We'll do that blessing. And then we'll do this blessing. Okay. Really want to make sure that that got closed off. So we're good. He's going to do his fire damage before we act, but I've got my armor. He does 0 anyway. He's so afraid of what I'm about to do to his face here. Alright. So, Greatsword is technically the better of the 2 weapons, so let's do that. We're going to shoot in. We're going to play Gorham. That's pretty good. Alright. Oh, that's right. It rolls it separately. So this one's going to be harder. He's a 19 now, so let's do that. I'm going to Hulk out. I'll bury that dull longsword for another die, another D10. Let's just go overkill here. Alpha strike this bad boy. I've got a Gorham here. Oh yeah, I forgot to do my Orb of Frost. Alright. And 4/4. Woo! All that stuff I said about being very conservative and trying to be on those, I lied. I like to obliterate my enemies. Mercy, mercy! It ain't no Longshank's fault. I tell Nugget. No attack standpoint. But he lets us do very angry woman with white hair and weird eyes, torn up belly. I give goblins no mercy, but I know that you want to live. Tell me what you know and you will survive longer. You better listen to the gnome. I'm not like to let you live. Get to the chopper. I tell everything. All about that hobby and Longshanks. I will hear your ugly goblin words. What are those ugly goblin words, you may ask? You will have to stay tuned to find out, because we are on the road to victory. We have only one more scenario after this wraps up right here. Not one more scenario now in Adventure 1, and then we are moving on to Adventure 2. And I feel like Adventure 1 is pretty tough, as you've seen, even with all the legendary modifications. But even when you're playing like normal difficulty, Adventure 1 is kind of like the turning point. By the time when you complete that, the final scenario is kind of nasty. But when you complete it, you've earned a number of feats for your characters by that point. And you start to really have much better loot than you did when you started. So it really does feel like your characters are starting to like make that swing into kind of awesome territory. So, oh yeah, I get, I believe I get some weapons here. It's probably going to be all garbage, but dog slicer, all right, something good. Really, a mace. That's okay. That's fine. You know what? Along, cool. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, this is great. It's fantastic. Balax, yeah, okay. You know, just there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Shock Glaive +1. Pretty dope. And let's do some adjustments. We're checking that. I'm gonna keep the heavy crossbow over the light one, that's for sure. Heavy crossbow is pretty darn cool. Don't need the dog slicer. It's not bad. It's fun, but the other weapons I have are better. Definitely don't need a mace. I really didn't acquire anything for the most part. I got a Griddle Mercenary, which I don't care for. Bunch of weapons here. Then I'm just gonna check. Yep. Shockglaive though, that's gotta find a home. I think, yeah, I'm looking. Oh, yeah, Superior Short Sword's kind of a bummer. Well, why don't I do this? I'll do that battle axe instead, and then I will use the shock glaive. Actually, you know what? I'll do. No, actually, I'll do the glaive. Yeah, we'll do that. I like that better. I wanted to give Amiri's kind of already awesome at fighting, so I want to kind of give Kyra some of those good +1 weapons to make up for the fact that she's only got a D6 for her melee combat. So that's my motivation for it. Honestly, I could give it to either one. It's not going to make a huge difference. But I want Kyra to be well-rounded, and Amiri is already pretty awesome. So an extra like +1 right now isn't going to make a huge difference for her. So anyway, so that does it. We are moving on to the final scenario next time. Stay tuned. We're just going to keep this going. So all that stuff I said about, I don't know if I'm going to keep this. I lied. I'm obviously going to keep going now. I just may not do as many where I'm failing a bunch, you know. I may just do like my first attempt on each scenario and that's it. And then, anyway, we'll figure it out. Work in progress. But we're not stopping, you know. I thought about it after I post that video. I had a friendly chat, like I said, with Nathan. He sent me some pointers and some encouraging words, and so I don't want to keep this going. I started down this road, and I'm gonna finish this road. I'm gonna end this road. That doesn't really make sense. All right. Anyway, till next time.